今天我们来到马来西亚，有幸采访到了2位老者，他们都是将一生奉献于慈善事业的人，不仅帮助了马来西亚的残疾人和贫困儿童，也为全世界的残障人士提供了支持和帮助。今天就让我们来深入了解一下这2位伟大的老人。曼贾兰修女，一个伟大的女人，曾经所遭受的战争苦难，让她对人生重新进行了规划，并最终决定投身于公益事业当中。她建立了公益社区，来帮助一些孤儿以及贫困的孩子。为了孩子们，她甚至终生未嫁。曼贾兰修女几乎终生忙碌于公益事业，希望以此来帮助那些有困难的孩子们。而她也被无数人亲切地称为妈妈。
Nice to meet you, Mother.
Nice to meet you too.
It's my honor to have this interview with you. May I please ask you how old are you?
Well, I'm going on 90, finished 89.
Wow, you look great.
By the grace of God.
Yes, of course. But even you are 89 years old, you still take care and check all those children by yourself.
Yes, I have to. There's no way. Of course, I've got lots of assistance from my staff. We have got about 39 on the staff, attending to all types of work.
Yes.
And both with the children, with the administration, and also when it comes to, we also run a movement known as the Interfaith Spiritual Fellowship, where all types of people, races and religions meet, and we have people for that. And in this way, we have got also the publication unit. So in this way, we run our organization. I am mostly on the advisory part, but at the same time, I do go down because I cannot help going down to the ground to see to things.
Okay. So may I ask, did you have a good childhood?
Oh, I had a very happy childhood. Very happy childhood, and it was a very quiet childhood rather. Of course, in those days you don't have TVs and ITs and no radios too.
I see.
So those were the time where you use a gramophone to hear to music. So, but anyway, that was not a problem at all. I was quite happy as I was.
Okay. But later in World War II, do you think World War II changed your life or?
It has. It is World War II that changed my life. It is then that I knew what it is to lose your dear ones, your loved ones.
Yes.
Of course, that though did not happen to my dear parents and grandparents and sisters and brothers. We were quite safe throughout the war, but still looking at the misery around, it really changed my mind. And I felt it is better to devote my life to try to bring back other families together and to be of service to the children who have lost their dear ones, rather than create another family.
How much effort and time did you devote into charity?
Well, when you come to think of devoting time, it is actually round the clock, excepting the sleeping hours, every day in the year. Because once you get into this field, you cannot sit back and say, I relax. And of course, there were lots of problems. But then as you go on solving problems, I found myself really up and doing, not only in health, but also health of developing a healthy mind. My body, mind and spirit really worked up to a very high energy level. So I used to tell people, the more you give out energy, the more energetic you become.
Yeah, that's why I heard some scientists say that If someone likes to help others, it's very good for his mind and health.
Yes. And the brain, is a controlling factor of the whole system. And if the brain is kept active all the while, you will find the whole body falls into place, your health and everything.
My next question may be a little personal, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Because I know you never married.
No.
You just devote your whole life into charity. Sometimes do you feel regret about it?
I actually don't face any regrets. I feel really happy that I've chosen not to choose, whether God has chosen me and put me in such an environment, you see, and have given me lots and lots of experiences that really built me up, although some of them were very traumatic, but still.
Mother, do you have any advice for young people to encourage them to devote themselves into charity?
They must, first of all, every human being, whether young or old, must know the purpose for which they have taken the human form.
Yes, because now lots of young people, maybe they will think that, okay, maybe you have money, you have good title, then you can do charity, but me, I'm a poor guy, I have nothing. How can I do this?
You see, there are so many ways in which one can serve. One is, of course, through money. Another is with their time and energy, physical, and another is with their brain.
So if you want to do charity, actually, you have lots of ways to do that, right?
Of course.
If you want.
Yes, but the thing is, as a human being, it is not enough to live only for ourselves. We have to live because the whole pattern of life is such that a woman or man doesn't stand alone. He gets married, he has children, so he has to think about his wife or husband and then the children. And then he has to think about the neighbors. And then he has to think about the world, the country, the world at large. So unless he goes on that way, he cannot be happy. He cannot be happy unless the people and the world and the country around him is happy.
Sure.
So, as a human being, you must try to make others happy. Then you can be happy yourself. There's nothing like giving something to someone in need and you find the sparkle in the eyes of the person.
Indeed.
Feeling of gratitude. That's a thing that gives the greatest joy. Money will come today and disappear tomorrow.
Sure.
It's not a permanent feature.
Yeah.
You can have a huge house. You can have so many tall buildings which you have built. But one big bomb, everything goes into nothingness. You see? But whatever you give and the happiness that you get lives forever.
Do you have any further goals in your life?
I'm already 89. I don't know what goals I have to achieve. But still, what I really want is to be able to give, to have time enough to give the spirit, make the younger people develop that spirit of service.
Could you tell me one moving memories, moving experiences when you do charity in your life?
I remember when I was a 7-year-old girl, it was the festival of Deepavali, when everybody was exhausted after the morning's affair early, because they usually get up at 4 in the morning. And then the day begins, and in the afternoon they were all so exhausted. The whole family was sleeping, but my sleep habits is very loose. My sleeping habit is, in fact, I don't sleep very much.
Okay. Easy to
From
wake.
young till now, yes. So I was keeping awake all afternoon. and so quite restless, moving about, seeing everybody sleeping, running here and running there as a 6 or 7 year old. Then, as I was just running all over the house, I heard a voice outside and saying, "Tauke tolong la." It was an old man bent into half. "Tauke tolong la." So I was looking at him and gazing at him for a while. And then I said, I saw a few coins and I had accumulated this, they call Duit Raya, this, the money that they usually receive for festivals, from uncle, from grandpa relatives. And all that. I had quite a bit of money. And what I did was, I took that money and put it into his, I felt a sort of a pain in me and I just put it there into his vessel. And he had a small little old broken down tin. And he went on saying loudly something. I don't know what it was. I was afraid that the others will wake up and I ran away. But the joy it gave me, oh great.
Wonderful, right?
I felt so happy after that. And that one lives in my memory. I can't remember anything else very much.
So was that a beginning?
I suppose it must have been the beginning, the feeling of happiness in giving. That's, 6 or 7 I think it was there. But there were another instance also. It was Christmas. And my father, for Christmas, used to get a bonus and get lots of toys for the neighborhood. And he used to ask me to go and give out the toys to the neighbor. And I used to carry all the toys and give it out. At that time, I think I was about 8 or 9. So I used to very happily go around, give the toys. And when I give the toys and I see them happy, I used to feel very happy myself. So that was another,
Yes, good memories.
That's a memory too.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mother. God bless you.
Same to you too. God bless you.
现如今，全世界共有超过6.5亿的残障人士，他们中的绝大多数在生活中都会遇到各种各样的问题。但偏偏有这样一个人，致力于帮助残障人士。他成立了基金会，来免费帮助残障者改变他们的人生，通过物理治疗、骑马改善以及水疗等来帮助残障人士恢复基本的生活技能，重拾对人生的信心。这个人就是丹斯里拿督斯里杰维耶勒南。
Tansri, it is my honor to have this interview with you.
Thank you.
May I please ask, how old are you?
I'm 90 years old.
Wow, you look great. Tansri, since when did you devote yourself into charity?
So, since I was young, my father was doing a lot of charity, and sometimes I used to follow him. And of course, when I became a lawyer, I continued with what my father was doing, and one of the organizations also I got involved was Singapore Moon.
Tansri, how much time and effort did you devote into charity?
As much as I can, I used to devote my time to charity.
Tansri, what is your fulfillment from doing charity?
My fulfillment is to see the joy in the face of people who have been rehabilitated,
Yeah.
especially the parents or grandparents of the children, and it touches me a lot.
So those makes you happy and enjoy.
Yes.
Tansri, as a patron of Champu Moon Society, what's your comments about this organization?
The organization is run very well, progressed tremendously in helping the poor, and not only that this organization is confined to Malaysia, it is also doing a lot of help to various countries in Southeast Asia, and it gets along very well with the people, and he's got a nice network of people to help him also.
Tansri, may I know what kind of achievements in your life?
Achievements. First, I was a criminal lawyer, and I was successful when I was also the chairman of the Turf Club for more than 30 years. This organization called Yayasan Sultan Idris Shah, and in 1982, and the organization we started in a dilapidated building, not so a broken down building, and in a small way now Yayasan is one of the leading centers in Malaysia for rehabilitating the disabled people.
Tansri, may I ask what kind of message you can give to young people to encourage them to devote themselves to charity?
First, I would advise them not to look down on disabled people. I don't like the idea of them saying, "Oh, there you are, that is a disabled person." That upsets them, and is also not very healthy. And I will also try to guide them if possible, and try to, as much as possible, to focus on the disabled people by getting the children also to come to the center, to look at the center and see how people are rehabilitated. And usually when they go to the centers, they are often surprised, and they try to be very kind to the disabled persons.
Do you have any further goals in your life?
Well, I like to see peace in Malaysia and with the neighboring countries. And we have good relations with the neighboring countries.
Tansri, I heard that you have been called Mr. Charity. Is it true?
Miss World International Award gave me an award at the Royal Albert Hall in London as Mr. Charity. Sogo Vision filmed film title Mr. Charity.
Is that a Japanese TV?
Japanese TV. The local newspapers and various magazines wrote articles on me as Mr. Charity.
Okay. One more time. I call you Mr. Charity. Thank you again for this interview.
Thank you.